Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever you're at, wherever you're watching this. So, normally you hear Mrs. Lean and Green Queen on here. Today I'll be teaching. I'm doing a little bit of a lesson on cooking, how to cook a steak and broccoli. Although Mr. Lean and Green doesn't sound good, so I'm wearing a Marvel shirt. So today I will be Captain Lean and Green. So what we're going to do is it's very simple. We're going to cook some broccoli, and then we're going to cook what we call a reverse sear steak. I'll get to what that means in just a moment. And we'll see you soon. Hello again. So just to let you know, we're going to be cooking the broccoli. We stick to the Lean and Green 5-in-1 plan. So I cook a little extra just in case, because I want to make sure I have the right amount. So we're going to cook some broccoli. We're going to cook it down where it's a good consistency, where it's not too crispy or al dente. And we're going to have it where it tastes really good. Then I'm going to show you how to do a reverse sear steak. I've already done the first process, which is to get it to the right temperature. We'll talk about that in just a second. When you see me back again, I'll be showing you the broccoli. Okay guys, so what we're going to do is I have the broccoli in here already. I'm going to add a little seasoning. You definitely want to add that seasoning before the food is cooked. And the reason for that is because once it's cooked, it just won't hold the seasoning in as well. So then I'm going to stir it up. I've already added the oil to coat it so that it can cook down. You notice I also have the pan covering it. What the pan does is it keeps some moisture in there so all the moisture doesn't evacuate out. Next, steak. So, for just a moment of this video, let's talk about steak. It's like my favorite thing. I don't eat it quite as often as I used to. When we first started this program and I was a lot less healthy, I would eat it 5 times a week. More like 7 times a week, or 8. Shh, don't tell Mrs. Lean and Green. But as we've gone along, I've decided that 1, it's not healthy for me, and 2, it's probably something that I need to avoid. So if I'm going to do it right, I'm going to enjoy it. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a steak, I put it in the oven at 225 degrees. The reason for that is I don't want to cook the outside of the steak. I want to cook the inside of the steak. So I use a handy dandy thermometer. I get it up to 135 degrees because I like it medium rare. So does Mrs. Green and Green Queen. She's really there. That was a TV thing. She knows that I used to eat steak that much. Or beef that much. Get it to that temperature, and then what I do is sit it out. By letting it sit, letting it rest just for a second, we're going to get it ready for the next step. In my oven, we have some cast iron that's being preheated to 500 degrees. We want to get a really good sear really quick. I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. Plus, we're also finishing up with the broccoli, so I'll show you the broccoli, and then I'm going to show you the finish up with the steak. So, I'm working on the broccoli, and I just want to keep it moving so it gets to a good temperature. It's not all the way there, but it's getting there really close. Now, if you look, we also have the steaks. Now, if you notice, I had the thermometer out. One of the really cool things about cooking a steak this way is you don't have to hover over it. Once it's at its temperature, the inside is cooked the way we need it to be. Next, reverse sear. Smoke, danger, fire. So, in the oven, 500 degree skillet. Be very careful to make sure you use something like silicone or something that really handles heat well. A normal oven mitt will get really hot doing this. So, closing up the oven. I'm just going to show you the one steak. It's super simple. I already have it on the heater. And that's not what I wanted. Cut. Take 2. So, I have put the steak on the grill, add a little bit of oil. What we're trying to do is I'm trying to sear the outside of the steak, not trying to cook it. So you're looking at 30 to 35 seconds per side, flipping it a couple of times. What this is going to do is get a nice sear on the outside, but at the same time not affect the cooking time. I'll be right back with you so you can see the final result. Real quick, y'all, I just want to show you this thing's going really good. This is the kind of things we want to do to get seared. If you have to, lightly press right there so you can get a good cover of the meat. Something I want to mention, I just got these butchered today. We got a cow, so we can have the occasional beef that we like. But remember something, the way we're cooking this, it does not matter how thick the steaks are. What I mean by that is that's the advantage of cooking it in the oven at 200 degrees. It's when the internal temp gets to 135 that you're in really good shape. Be right back, guys. So let's talk for just a second. Don't be afraid to cook a steak. Come out really, really good. Just make sure your temperatures are right. Even if you're a little bit off, it's steak. It's really good tasting. You may want to add a little bit of salt and pepper on the steak, which I did do. And the main reason I add the salt is so that it adds flavor to the steak. Use large crystals if you can. The pepper, of course, just for flavoring. One other thing I do want to mention, tonight we use T-bones. I'm not sure if you know how to tell, but the large size of the T-bone is actually considered a New York strip. The smaller side would be the filet mignon. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this, just filling in tonight for the Lean and Green Queen. So this is Captain Lean and Green Queen, signing off.